Hello there. Have you ever wondered what a stay at home parent does while the kids are napping or everyone's asleep at night? Me too, most days. So, if I would encourage you, if you want to know what this specific one does, follow me alongside this journey as we discuss the world of cardboard. About a year and a half ago, late 2024, early 2025, I rediscovered my love for the hobby of collecting, whether it was specific sports players, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. It took me back to when I was a kid. Life was stressful as we all look for ways to adapt and overcome our life events. I was working 70, 80-hour work weeks in my previous career path. We had one kiddo at the time, and I was looking for a little mental escape. Video games just wasn't having the same effect, so I started diving into cardboard. I'd rip open packs, whether it was sports or Yu-Gi-Oh was incredibly cheap at the time. Believe it or not, as I filmed this in 2026, Pokemon was extremely cheap at the time. Could get a booster box for $80 and sit down, rip packs, and have a grand old time. That is, however, not the case anymore. As I continued collecting and accumulating cards, I realized I needed a way to start getting rid of some of my bulk or duplicates or all the cards I just had sitting in my closet from when I was a kid that I didn't really enjoy that was just sitting there. So I started looking at what alternatives I had to get rid of them, whether it was donations, selling them, giving them to schools, kind of what all those looked like. And we did do a few of the options, right? But the larger cards, I decided it would be a good idea to start selling on eBay. So created an eBay store, started listing cards, and to this day, on February 6, 2026, we have so far done $25,000 in gross sales, which by no means is a lot, right? Just from the collection I had as a kid and things I've ripped open and all of those pieces. So it accumulates and it snowballs and you just have a good time doing it. So one thing I looked at when I quit my career path back in September of 2025, we had a second kid at home. Career path was stressful, as I'm sure everyone can attest to. And we were in a good enough position where my wife and I decided that I would be a stay-at-home dad, enjoy the time with the kids. We have two young boys and two dogs, so as you can imagine, the house is rowdy and a blast all at the same time. So it allows me the mental break to get away, to list cards, to purchase cards, and it's something I enjoy doing, something that fulfills me and the hobby, since as those of you with kids know, you don't have much time for video games anymore. So it's being able to enjoy the time and kind of look at how do we build and how do we grow? How do I continue to do stuff that I love while being home and enjoying that part of my life as well? As some of you can probably tell by the quality of this video, this is my first time recording a video. I decided that it was time to document my journey as I continue to grow and look at what the future holds. Collecting is something that I thoroughly enjoy, especially on this level, being able to hold cards, see cards that I could never financially afford outside of buying, selling, all of those pieces, right? So it's been quite enjoyable to be able to see a $5,000 card come in and understanding that that card will probably sell within the next couple weeks. However, it's been quite enjoyable and is healing the little kid inside of me. So it's been a great time. I encourage you, if you enjoy this kind of content, follow along the journey. I can't say the video recording is going to be great because it's probably not. It'll hopefully get better as we go. But my main goal is to continue to grow my trading card business, whether it is in sports, whether it's in Pokemon, in Yu-Gi-Oh, kind of whatever a collection brings me. My goal is to continue to focus on long-form content, such as this video, where we sit and we talk about the market of what's going on with Pokemon, what's going on with sports that week. The Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. I know a lot of people are going to be enjoying that. But different pieces that are going on around the world in the sports hobby, whether it's Pokemon's announcement of the new warehouse that is coming out, whether it's One Piece's discussion of a new distributor that was just released today. So being able to discuss those pieces and being able to adapt and grow along this path of collecting. I'm looking into multiple avenues, and as always, I would encourage you to leave comments. Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any recommendations besides Run? I've heard that one already. Streaming is not my forte, but it is something I'm looking forward to getting into and enjoying as I go and learning as I go. So any recommendations or tips is always appreciated. I also plan on putting out some content, simple content. How do you package a card? How do you find the right cards to buy? Are you into Pokemon investing? That's something I spend probably way too much money on that I thoroughly enjoy. There are also certain cards that I enjoy having that I think will go up in the next 2 to 3 years that are simple 50, 60 cent cards that I own 100, 200 of that I think will be $2, $3 cards down the road that I could potentially send off to be graded or different pieces, or sometimes they're just pretty, like this Cosmos Bulbasaur from the Scarlet and Violet era. It's shiny, it's fun to look at. Bulbasaur is one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1 growing up. Being able to enjoy the nostalgia factor as well as I go is something that I've become quite fond of. That is part of the journey. Being able to read the analytic data to determine, is this set going to go up? Is this set going to go down this week? Looking at TCG's list that they send out of these were the TCG players, sorry, I should preface that these are the top selling cards of the week, of the month, and being able to determine market volatility and what cards are rising, what cards are falling, whether it's sports or TCG. So just being able to enjoy the journey as I go through it. I also plan in future videos to go through the don'ts. What did I learn in the last year and a half that I would encourage you not to do? Whether it's losing money on collections because you don't know what you're looking for, whether it's not knowing how to properly organize and spending 3 hours on a Sunday night at 2 o'clock in the morning because you can't find a card. Been there, as I'm sure most higher end sellers have when you first start. We're learning as we go, and how do I use my challenges to help you guys grow and learn from my mistakes so you don't make the same mistakes that I do. We'll also talk about the resources that I utilize, whether it's my handy dandy Ricoh printer that makes scanning in cards extremely simple, and has saved me a significant amount of time that allows me to set a batch of 50 cards, scan them in while I'm doing other stuff, so when I return to my computer later in that evening, I can go ahead and prep the cards, list them on whatever platform they are going on. I will also discuss my preferred platform. Currently, I use TCG Player and eBay, although I have tried Whatnot and Collects, and kind of what that looks like and how growing the store on both platforms has allowed me to get to the point where I am at today, and hopeful to continue growing on both platforms while splitting up my inventory and being able to determine which product is better suited on which site. If you have made it this far into the video, I just want to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my content. My name is Sam from Loomis Card Craze. You can find me on eBay, TCG Player, or now YouTube. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.